Hello everyone, I'm Moth, and today I'm excited to show you some simple block swappers and their possible applications. But first, allow me to show you my home sweet home. Well, this is a nice little place, but it's a bit dark in here, considering that there's tinted glass in this place. If only there's a way for us to get a bit more light in here. Alright, I'm kidding. We'll just follow what the signs say. Well, if we press for light, we get light. And if we open for light, it looks like we get light as well. If we play for light, and we get light. I'll show off the different mechanisms behind these that make these possible. Now I have two. Before I move on, it should be noted that the swapper in the basement and on this wall are made by Mumbo. So, if you haven't heard of him, you should check him out in the description below. I'll link his channel and the video that you can find these builds in. However, on the ceiling right here, he made a version in his video, but it's broken. And I'm pretty sure it's been broken since about 1.16. This is the floor swapper. It was being controlled by if there was a disc in the jukebox or not. And, as you can tell, there's no music playing, but we can test it if it works. So if we toggle it, it flips onto the glowstone. If we do it again, it goes back to the birchwood. Now, the reason that I'm trying to use observers or giving quick pulses is because if we use a button, we'll notice it's considerably slower. So this is just a way to be quick about things. Quick about switching and swapping. Out of the basement, we have the wall swapper. That is a technical term, believe me. If we use this button right here, it's considerably slower. However, if we use this circuit over here, it gives a quick pulse and is considerably faster. And I'll demonstrate what this is doing using this example right here. Right here, this is a common rising edge generator, which gives us a pulse when we press this button on the rising edge. Over here is a circuit I made, which when we press this button, it does the exact same thing, but it also spam proofs it. So you have to release this button in order for it to take another rising edge. So if I spam it by holding down, it doesn't work until I let go properly. It's very good for people who like to spam buttons and ruin your redstone. And for the ceiling swapper, it's exactly the same thing. And with the button, it's slower. Another example that we could use these ceiling swappers for is, of course, lighting for ceilings and hallways. If we get a whole bunch of them, we can put them in series and it can look very pretty. But sometimes redstone breaks and doesn't work. Like right now, all of these lights should be closed. They shouldn't be here, but one is. And I'll show you when I click this on-off button, it's swapping between them when they should be synchronized. But thankfully, I came prepared. When I reset this, it synchronizes them, and there's no more issues, no more headaches, and I don't have to manually go up there to fix it. As you can see, these are just our regular ceiling swappers. However, they have a little bit of extra redstone attached right here. These 1-bit cells that store 1 bit of memory. I'll show you when we click this on-off button, we'll see that this power gets stored, so we know that if there's power there, then the light is showing in the ceiling. When we click it off, they all go off. Now, if we turn the on button, and then we decide to reset, all the ones that currently have power being stored will turn off. And if we try to reset them again, nothing happens, as they've been reset, and they're all synchronized once more. Like always, there's no need to always attach a button to these things. We could, for example, use a detector rail, or a skulk sensor, or even a daylight sensor. But one example that I do want to show off is in an old survival world that I was in with my friends and my brother. Here we are at my brother's base. As you can tell, it's just a ruined portal, but if we go inside, it's a bit toasty, but you get cooled off eventually. There's a lot more to explore down here. So, using the block swapper, basically did what ZF did, but a completely different redstone setup. Very, very different. But, so the sun right now is at the top. We can check some of the many, many clocks throughout this place. Is there a clock in here? Oh, okay. No clock in there, but there's a clock here. It moved. See? Did you see that? So now we know that the sun is over there. And if we check, yeah, I'd say it's about over there. This was a fun base to build, but oh well. There's one more thing I want to show you, but we have to go a little bit deeper. For this last one, it's a bit of a prank using this, as, you know, your friend might be trying to mine for some diamonds, but there's a little surprise waiting on the other side for them. Yeah, that's good enough. I lost track. So we'll sneak around because, well, this uses a skulk sensor, so I don't want it to go off by accident. That'd be embarrassing. Say, for example, if your friend's going mining, trying to get some good gear, when all of a sudden they see it. Diamonds! Huzzah! Let's get them. Oh no. Man, that didn't even kill me? Man, that's a disappointment. Well, I guess that works too. But, maybe not as a good prank, but that would definitely make them scare. That's for sure. Oh, man. Well, there you have it. Those were the simple block swappers for both your ceiling, floor, and wall. I hope you learned something new. Thanks to Mumbo again for some of the redstone here. And, as always, I'm Moth, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!